Are you a lifelong fan of General Hospital?
Are you a new fan who wants to know more about the history of the show?
Do you enjoy talking about the show with others?
Do you find yourself yelling at the TV?
Is your self-care an hour a day in Port Charles?
If so, we invite you to join hosts
Amanda Kimmel
and Shannon Coach at the place where all the hidden conversations take place and secrets are revealed.
Meet us at Pier 54,
a General Hospital fan podcast.
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome to the General Hospital recap for September 15th through 19th, 2025. We do have a few Port Charles pipelines.
Pop-ups.
Pop-ups.
That's what you were going to say.
The first one is from Lisa. Oh, I don't know how neither of us thought of this.
Oh, okay. I'm intrigued.
And Lisa, I hate that you're bringing this to our attention, but you're probably so right. And this is going to really suck. I'm a few days behind, but I'm worried that Rocco's dog Outback will be a part of the animal testing that Dalton's doing.
Oh, see, I think that's where he came from.
Oh, okay. Because I mean, I know that we ended the week where he was not so much, but when she sent it on Wednesday. So when she sent that, I'm like, I know that Cody got her, and Molly found her on the thing, but I'm like, oh crap. You think that Outback came from Dalton?
I think that's where she originally came from because they keep repeating that she's not chipped. And I know that dogs don't really give a face, but they do give a face. When Cody said, if I can't keep you, you'll have to go to the pound and you'll be in a cage and you wouldn't like that. I feel like Outback made a face like, dude, been there, done that. I know. I don't want to go back there.
And that's so hard for me having a Cody in my house that's a dog.
Yes.
It's a rescue. And we had Cody Bell before we had Cody the dog. I'm pretty sure. Yes. So that's weird timing. We're not going to get into the fact that Molly apparently does not appreciate the name Cookie for an animal.
No baked goods. I thought of you.
We're slamming my cat. No, guys.
Maybe it's okay for a cat and not a dog. She didn't specify no animals. She said just not for the dog. So maybe. Okay. I feel like
Cookie's good for a cat.
I think that's okay because I feel like cats are more like feminine. Do you know what I mean? Even though obviously they're boy cats and girl cats.
Even though Outback is a girl. Yeah.
Yes. And dogs are more like intimidating, even if they're nice dogs. So maybe that's where she was coming from.
Yep. And then we had another one that I so appreciate, but I'm so glad I did not see. Trigger warning for Shannon. Please read. And this was from Wednesday. I know you don't like spoilers, but I had to send this because of Shannon.
Aww.
I'm not sure when you will read this, but Wednesday, September 17th, 3:01 Central Eastern Time, as I compose this. The storyline we have been dreading at the end of today's episode. I am crying over a character that has been in my life since 1980 when I was 10 years old. The emotions of the actors jumped through the screen. Because of this, I had to let you know so that you can be prepared. I'm heartbroken all over again. We'll get through this period as a Pier 54 family.
Aww, I love that.
Blessings, Chandra. So I'm glad that I did not see that just because I 100,000 bajillion times understand why you sent it. But I also do like to experience those emotions.
Mm-hmm.
I know I can be way more expressive than Amanda, but it's only expressive. I wish that you guys were not going to do it now. At this time, we're not going to do it.
Not this upcoming week. So no.
It's at 9:30 on a Friday night, and we're both in the end of the week mom mode at 9:30 at night. So we're not going to share this with you guys. Maybe at some point we will. I'll be honest, Wednesday was probably the only day that I had an emotion about it.
See, I was sad.
Maybe Thursday, a little bit Thursday.
I was sad Wednesday. I kind of sensed it was coming, but I was obviously sad Wednesday, but Thursday, I think it was Thursday, whenever when Tracy had to say it out loud to Ned and Brooklyn when she said it.
No, that was Friday. That was today.
Oh, was that Friday? Okay.
Yep.
Then today, Friday, I like teared up as she was saying it, just because you could see like it hurt her to say it in real life, not just TV life.
So we've been giving a lot of crap about how long they've waited.
Yeah.
Liesl only passed away January 12th. I think that we both feel like that was forever ago.
Mm-hmm.
It was 249 days. Jackie was 246 days. So it was only 3 more days.
Okay.
I don't know if it's because Jackie was right at the beginning of the summer, so we were not expecting it because summer, and then we transitioned into I don't know. I don't know if it's just because of the time of year that Jackie passed away, but it was 3 days sooner. So, I mean, we've been expecting this for much sooner than we were expecting Jackie.
I think that with Jackie, though, it didn't feel like there was an appropriate storyline time to interject it.
Right.
And
they just had her celebration at the nurses' ball of her 45 years as a nurse at General Hospital. So they had just celebrated that. Right. So how do you? Right.
Exactly. But for Liesl, you know, we had the donating of the cardiac wing and all of that stuff, that it was just kind of like, why aren't we putting it in here? We know it has to come. And I know they obviously shoot ahead of, you know, when we're watching it, they have to be ahead of schedule.
6 weeks, though. 6 weeks is not that much.
Right. And we had already
isn't.
We had already heard announcements like about Kristen taking time off, and that was already happening. And so it was like, come on, guys, you could have slipped it in there. Kirsten, sorry. That you could have slipped it in there somewhere. Right. Instead of making us wait for this moment. But I did think it was ridiculously sweet that Scouts and oh my God, Wiley got to go. Yes, Wiley got to go up and
that
say,
he thought that Wiley looked like Jason.
Yeah.
And that's what, listen, our listeners are probably going to be so surprised at my reaction. Just going to throw that out there. We're not going to get into it right now, but.
All right.
I'm not crying yet. So
you're not crying yet. Are we?
I'm not. There is not even a sense of a tear right now. Yeah. I think that I cried more trying to explain this to a friend yesterday afternoon through Marco Polo because I did actually happen to see on Facebook when I was sharing something on Wednesday. No, it would have been Wednesday. For some reason, I was actually on our account, like our business account, Wednesday, and I saw the next 2 days are going to be difficult for us GH fans. And it was a picture of Liesl. And I was like, okay. So I watched it. I warned the family. Here, I will read you the text that I warned the family with. Right? I gave a warning to my family. I never get to give a warning to my family. And actually, this is before, did I say that it was Chandra? She's so sweet. Like, she's so sweet that she like okay. I couldn't remember if I had actually said who it was that shared that. Just a warning, I saw an extremely brief possible spoiler today about General Hospital saying that the next 2 days are going to be very difficult for us. And it was a picture of the character, because, you know, I know that they don't know the names.
Right.
Of the character that they all know, that I have been waiting for them to have die. This was at 8:09 in the evening. Okay. So I was like just getting settled into bed, and I was like, guys, just listen. Like, I'm going to bed. If you hear me crying, I'm fine. That I have been waiting for them to have died because the actress died in real life. So good chance I'm going to be a hot mess tonight and tomorrow. This is your warning. I've never been able to give them this warning. And then, all right, we don't have to get into it right now. But I'm not crying right now.
That's good. I'm proud of you. I feel like next week's going to be when the tears really come.
I don't know. Okay, okay. Off the topic question. Do you just want to release Monica's lovers?
Oh, that would be good.
All right. Okay. So instead of continuing Lucky, okay, one thing that we have jokingly done for years, I actually can't even remember the time. When did we record this?
Oh my gosh, it was forever ago. It might be horrible to make people listen.
And Terry was back this week, and she's who we know they gave the line to. Lovers. And I can't even take credit for that. That is straight from SNL. That is Rachel Dratch and Will Ferrell. So everyone, yeah, that wasn't me. Although I do think it was to get to General Hospital me, but not episode 204. So we are almost at 700. So almost 500 episodes ago, February 11th, 2021, our Valentine's Day episode was Monica's Lovers.
Which is going to still make you go, ew, whenever you realize that Ned's in there.
The complicated relationship that you had with Monica. Yeah, just a bit. So we are going to take a moment. We cannot, guys. We cannot. We are 3 away to 50, 51, 52. We are 3 away from the end of Lucky. We are not ending it right now to do Monica.
Right.
Not happening. But we will preempt with a repeat of Monica's Lovers. Because she had so many.
Yes.
And she was fantastic. And it was fun. So we will re-air our episode from February 11th, 2021, which, okay. Also, if you are new to the show in the past 4 years, give us grace.
Right.
We were only 2 years in then. So I have not listened to it since then. We're just going to let it go.
Yep. It'll show our growth.
You guys, and then you can let us know how much we've grown. Oh dear. I didn't think about that before I suggested that.
Mm-hmm. It'll be more like people begging us to redo it because they'll be like, what the heck were you guys doing?
Right. I feel like that was probably one of the first ones though that we had to do like a lot of extra research just because like we knew everything wasn't, I mean, I feel like we brought in the scrapbook, fandom. I feel like probably Soap Central was mentioned in there. Like everything had to have been brought in.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, Pierce Dorman. That was the best worst. That was the best. Oh, wait, hold it. Okay, which was the best worst? Pierce Dorman, where she had him tied up to a chair, and we're not going to get into it because you just have to listen on Thursday, or when the roof almost fell in on somebody because somebody tried to blow it up.
I think Pierce. That's my
do
vote.
too, because that was her control. That was her. Yeah, okay, cool. Oh, and Monica and Sean.
Yes, I love Sean.
All right. So if you were not understanding what Tracy was saying this week with Monica and Ned have a complicated, quote, complicated past.
Gross.
You're going to want to listen to this week's 411 replay.
Gross.
Just stop it. I think that's all we have for 411. Do you have anything?
Nope.
Okay. So for Hulu headlines, on Monday we have Britt and Obrecht have it out. Anna receives new evidence. Carly expresses her hurt. Drew manipulates Martin. Marco confronts Sidwell. On Tuesday, Nina snaps. Molly confides in Elizabeth. Christina encourages Cody. Lucas opens up to Ava. Emma and Gio get distressing news. On Wednesday, Jason delivers somber news. Chase and Dante compare notes. Cody is taken aback. Britt has a scratchy encounter, and Kai makes an alarming realization. On Thursday, Britt swallows her pride. Gio asks Sonny for a favor. Tracy and Jason share a moment of connection. Charlotte confides in Lulu. Molly keeps a secret. And then on Friday, Lulu helps an accident victim. Oh my gosh, is this a new accident victim? He looks so familiar. It's almost like his profile is like, oh, dang, okay. How was she not giving him mouth to mouth? Like, honest to goodness, how was she?
She didn't move him.
I saw his crash and I just thought that he needed mouth to mouth. I'm so sorry.
Right. His head's buried in an airbag, but I just knew that he was very attractive. So I pulled him out from it against all medical advice.
I needed to make sure his airways were clean, just for checking. Jason voices his regrets. Elizabeth delivers bad news to Drew. Danny issues a plea, and Gio comes through for Emma. So I know that I usually ask where you want to start, but we totally did not talk about Liesl's reaction to Britt coming back last week. So I am going to say that we start there because we skipped over it. We talked about the fact that Britt came to the hospital But we never talked about Liesl.
No, we mentioned that she passed out, and then we never got to them getting back to Nina's.
Nope. We never. Nope. So, yeah.
I don't know. I feel conflicted. I 100% understand that Liesl is hurt, angry, upset that Britt did not tell her. I mean, I can't even imagine how that would feel. You think your child is gone and then they're not. But at the same time, especially because we know Liesl to be so, I don't know, the way she admires. So the way that she admires her children as people, not just as their mom, I feel like she is going to move past this quickly of just being done, because she slapped her and walked out and kicked Britt out, said that she couldn't stay. I don't know how she's kicking her out of Nina's house, actually, as I say that, but she kicked her out and said no.
I just also feel like this is old Liesl. This isn't Liesl that understands you must have been in a tough spot for you to do this, that you must have had a reason, because Liesl has done these things. So, I mean, trust me, if one of my kids pretended to be dead and then I found out that they weren't, and I found out that I thought that they died in my arms, and fast forward a few years and they didn't.
Right.
Okay, I still don't know that I would have slapped them, but we've also never had that relationship. But I would definitely not be happy with them.
I agree. I agree.
But I don't think right away. I think that it would have been days before I expressed disappointment. And
I also feel like Liesl has been involved in enough sketchy stuff that whenever Britt was like, I can't explain to you like why I left her, how I left her, how it all made sense, that Liesl would have taken a step back and been like, okay, I'm really angry, but again, I understand. I've kind of been there, done that. So
that's what I'm saying, is like she has definitely done stuff. I mean, maybe not to this degree. However, she has helped somebody's dad, who is probably still alive, she is probably going to get double slapped for.
Right.
Okay, if Faison is alive, Britt is going to get double slapped.
Absolutely.
She's then she'll deserve it. What were you doing? That is a quadruple slap.
Then she kind of deserves that, because that's a big deal.
Yes. But as of right now, she was apparently, and I think that we were both right on this, that she was faking her death for the treatment.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Right, because we did see this week then she went to the hospital to get her medications filled. And I did love Liz not stepping down. Like, sorry, you'll have to wait for a doctor. We can't just call someone in because you think you're important. You'll have to wait your turn. And then
at the same time, I thought she did, like, she was not new Liz. Like, she was not mature Liz in it. I was really was actually kind of surprised at, if it was just a simple, I need checked up because I haven't been checked up, she knows Britt's medical stuff. So to keep her without medication for something that could potentially be life-threatening, I don't feel like Liz would be such a jerk about it.
No. See, I feel like no matter how old you are, there are some people that it is hard to be mature around, especially whenever they walk in acting like that. Britt walked up and was like, oh my gosh, yeah, I couldn't ask about this the other day because Ben was here. And
that's right. She did start with the Ben stuff.
Like,
yeah.
I'm pretty sure you mean Rocco. And she was like, whatever, that kid that wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for me. And it's like, no, you're totally editing out the part that you stole that embryo. You weren't just the surrogate out of the kindness of your heart, okay? That's not how that worked. So Liz it wasn't like Liz turned her away and told her to go to Mercy or said, no one will be able to see you until next week. I have to schedule you with a PCP or something like that. She was like, yeah, we'll get to you, but no, you don't get to jump the line because you're Britt.
Like 10 people in front of you. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I did like when Britt was like, so there's no, like, helping friends and family. She's like, even if there was, you're neither.
Right. And Britt's like, well, let me talk to the head nurse. And she's like, yep, you're talking to her.
I did love that. That was great.
So I thought it was the appropriate amount of snarky back to her of like, no, we're not friends, and I'm not going to pretend like we are. So sit down and you will be seen. But then whenever she did get seen by Lucas, he said, I have to give you some type of exam. I cannot just prescribe pills because you tell me to. And after he gave the exam, he was like, you're showing no signs of your disease whatsoever. And she was like, yeah, but if I don't take my pills, then I will. So I don't understand why she couldn't have said to Liesl, I had to go because I was doing research on my disease, and leave it at that.
Vaughn is still alive. And she is not going to be the one that tells Liesl that.
Brain in a jar.
She's not going to say, by the way, brain in the jar, not my dad.
I understand if she didn't want to give more details, but she could have said it's top secret research and this is what I was doing. She could have given some more details, but
I feel like at a point though that if Liesl had continued to ask, she would have figured out that it's Faison.
Well, Britt could have also just lied and been like, "It's Joe Schmo. You've never heard of him before. Sorry."
I think for as much as everyone likes to think that Britt is just like evil and manipulative and everything, I don't think she's honest to goodness that good of a liar.
I don't know.
I don't know when it comes to real stuff. When it comes to maybe a gray area with so I might have taken your embryo. Maybe. I'm not sure because my mom implanted it in me and I actually don't know. Like that she can kind of pretend because perhaps she really did not know. But if she knows for a fact that her dad is alive, she's not going to be able to lie about that.
I mean, it would be
when everyone was talking, who was it? Liz was talking to Lucas about Brad. And he's like, I don't know. I feel like if Brad knew, like, it would have been out by now. Like, or he would have at least told Lucas, that
that's who I
Britt's
thought
alive.
Was going to be in the car at first. Whenever they showed the truck, I was like, is that Brad rushing back because someone told him that Britt's here?
Okay. Oh, shoot. So are we assuming that who we both know is, but we're not spoiling because we don't do that, but we both know because the internet is horrible? Do we think that they are now tied to...
I don't know. I have no idea who that character is going to be.
I had a thought of somebody else that they could be tied to based on somebody else needing additional medical treatment outside of Port Charles, that it would make sense that they would have a tie to.
Okay.
Even if it was not the same person, even if it was like maybe a distant relative, they would be the doctor to somebody that is in, I don't know, perhaps Boston. And have that person wake up and be like, you're here.
Yes.
That's where I thought that person was going to be.
But they're not in Boston. They're in Port Charles. So
yeah.
I'm not sure.
I don't know either.
But that's who I thought the car was going to be. But then they showed us that that's not who it was. But for that couple moment, like as they were playing out the police on scene and Lulu calling and stuff, I was like, oh, are we bringing back Brad?
Well, because they did talk about Brad a lot.
Yes.
This week.
But ultimately, Lucas said no, he wasn't calling him. So, and he talked it through and everyone said Brad may have even known that Britt was alive or helped her leave. So you don't need to call him.
Yeah.
So, but I love Brad. I'm just looking for any excuse for Brad to come back, honestly. I just love him.
I mean, and we talked to him, so that also helps that we extra adore him.
Right.
Just go listen to our chat with Perry Shen. That was during shutdown too, wasn't it?
That was.
I think that was so good. And we did watch that
movie that he was in. Oh, I don't remember what it was called now.
It was Better Luck Tomorrow.
There you go.
Yep, because I think that I had also just listened to the podcast outlining the whole crime thing, and it was like I listened to that, and then I watched that, and then we interviewed him, and I'm like, this is crazy. Because I think that he did mention that it was the first, all the leading actors were Asian American, and that was amazing.
It was,
So I mean, I do hope that Brad comes back. That would be great.
Yes, but. I don't think that's who is in the truck.
We have not seen Selena. We saw her for a minute, but we did not see her go back to Lucas and be like, listen, stay away from my nephew.
Right? No,
Ooh,
she had to leave
have.
town. She's still out of town because of that whole setup that was stupid.
But that would have been great to see her go back to Lucas and be like, no, listen, you got to stay away.
Right. But, back to Britt. She was feeling sad for herself on Pier 54. And Jason came up and was like, aren't you going to stay at Nina's? And she was like, no, my mom kicked me out.
Liesl.
My mom kicked me out.
You said Nina.
Oh, Nina, it was at Nina's apartment. Anyway, and so she
where is Liesl staying?
I'm guessing that's where she's staying, and that's why she could say no.
Okay.
Couldn't stay there, but I'm still not sure. Like, if I moved into your house for a little bit, I wouldn't then tell other people who could and could not move into your house. Like,
thank you.
It is your house. So she didn't have anywhere to stay.
Especially where Nina really does only have an apartment. I mean, it's a beautiful apartment, but there really is limited space there.
There is limited space, but she was welcoming Britt. It was Liesl that said no. So Britt didn't have anywhere to go, and Jason was like, here, I can put you up somewhere. And you could kind of tell that she was expecting it to be the Betro Court from the way that she was like, okay, but just for one night. And then you see her wake up the next morning. And it did take me a second. I was like, where is she? Yeah. And I was like, oh, yeah, she's above Bobbie's.
Yep. It was the, because we never hear the train going by when they're down in the restaurant.
Yes, exactly. So she then got up and went to get ready and locked herself out of the room. She came downstairs. She was having, I'm sorry, I don't care how well that towel fits you. No normal person that I know would stand in the middle of a restaurant and have a conversation at length the way that she did. She's out there and talked to Carly about, why do you care that I'm staying in Jason's room? And Carly was like, well, actually, I own this place too, thanks. And then was telling her.
That was at the very end. That was at the very end of the entire conversation, where then she said something about, and who would even, and she's like, oh, that'd be me. Like, oh, because she said something about the fact that Carly was even there. And she's like, yeah, I own this place. Like, after Britt had kind of torn Jason a new one and everything, it was well into it that suddenly it was, because she's called it the greasy spoon and like every other negative thing that you can possibly say about a diner and, you know, a no-tell motel.
Right. And then Jason left, and she stood there and had another conversation with Carly about how Jason is always overly loyal to Carly and whatever. What the keys were sitting on the counter, and she's still going on and going on. And I'm like, girlfriend, can't you go upstairs and get dressed and then come back down? I would not be standing in the middle of a diner, no matter how good I looked in that towel, just for the whole town to see me. Here I am in my towel. Don't worry about it. Like, if people weren't talking about the fact that you were back from the dead, they were going to be talking about that crazy lady standing in the middle of the diner in a towel, no matter what.
Right.
But then after that is whenever she went on to the hospital to ask for someone to help her get her meds filled. And then, like, she doesn't know how medical degrees or medical certificates work, because she goes to Terry.
Like, you know, expired upon her death.
Right. I was just thinking, you know, if I can't go back to, you know, chief or whatever, that's fine. I could just be part of the gynecology team. It's fine. And they're like, no, ma'am, you have to get yourself reinstated as alive and your medical license reinstated. Besides the fact that people are going to ask questions as to why this hospital pronounced you dead and you were not dead. It's a problem.
So I did just Google, because, you know, we love my Googles. Mm-hmm. When a physician dies, their medical license does not simply expire, but it is immediately, when a physician expires, their medical license does not expire immediately, but is effectively terminated as they can no longer practice medicine.
Well, thank you.
However, The formal process of termination and notification requirements vary by jurisdiction.
So in certain jurisdictions, you can come back to life and it'll be okay.
It might be there might be a 2 to 3 year waiting list. Who knows?
Oh my gosh.
That is bonkers.
That is bonkers. Yeah. With all the fraud that goes on, especially with people seeking drugs, like that thing should be marked instantly.
Right?
Like, physician is deceased. This number is no longer valid.
Right.
Oh my.
Crazy.
It is crazy. But I think that was everything with Britt, though. Like, we kind of moved off of her.
I think so, yeah.
Well, she was insulted because they offered her a job in the ER as like an intake.
As an intake coordinator. Yeah.
Yeah. And she was upset.
And it was, well, you literally don't have to have a license, but you'll get a paycheck.
Right.
I mean, and they were actually very kind about it. They're like, the fact that you are standing here right now, what are we supposed to do? Because we've already processed, they might have actually processed saying, she died. Oh my gosh, I did love. What are we going to do with the memorial wall, though? Because Britt said, my picture is literally on the wall. And Liz is like, the memorial wall.
I loved that too.
So what are we going to do with it? What are we going to do with that wall? And this can literally be the only time that this happens.
Well, sadly, they're going to have to hang a picture of Monica up. So we'll take Britt's down at the same time that we're hanging Monica's up.
Yes, because that's how we honor 45 years on the show. Or almost 50. Almost 50. Yes, that's absolutely how we do it. In between every other story that's happening.
Yeah.
As long as we have 5 seconds to fill, let's honor someone that way. Yes.
Yeah.
Want to guess how I feel about how everything was done?
We'll see. I'm saying next week is going to be when we're shedding tears, but we'll see.
Do we just want to get over and done with that then? Because there's not much.
Yeah, I mean, that works.
I mean, it was Wiley and Scout came over. Willow brought Scout over to see Grandma Monica before she went for her first day of school, at the end of September.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's when we do that. Hold on. Let's see. Start of school, Rochester, New York. Pretty sure across the country, we all start like around Labor Day, right? Oh, late August, early September. So yeah, the 18th makes sense. I did think that it was sweet that she did say, like, she told the kids, love your backpacks, love your outfits. You guys are going to have a great year, whatever. Great. And then suddenly Tracy calls Jason and says, I need you to come over. And I was assuming that was Tracy calling to tell him that she had passed.
Mm.
And then we get Jason to come over and Tracy's like, so, I mean, and basically she was like, listen, we've made it the past few days without her seeing anything, but it is not going to last. So,
right. Well, because Brooklyn had to make a point of saying the kids and I only talked about happy things when we were up there.
Right. And that was also sweet that Brooklyn was part of the last, but Michael wasn't.
No.
But they were, so basically Tracy was saying to Jason, like, we've been able to keep her from the news, social media, news, online, tablet, whatever, internet. So she has no idea about Drew, but this isn't going to last. We need to tell her. And Jason's like, fine, I'll go tell her, whatever. Not even 5 minutes later, he comes down and it crushed me seeing. Like, that was a good way to end Wednesday with him coming in saying, I couldn't even tell her she was already gone. Love that. Right. I loved that the last thing she did was spend time with her grandkids and great grandkids. Like, I love that. Pick up on Thursday where Jason and Tracy, that day did make me cry because Jason's talking to Tracy about how, and I wish that this had carried over into Friday. And it did, but it didn't. Jason was talking about how, like, so first they had the EMS show up and do their thing, and the sheriff came and did his thing. The sheriff was no one. Like, the sheriff was not anyone important to Leslie Charleston. I checked. Not saying he's no one. He's an actor. He's obviously somebody, but not any significance to Leslie Charleston, which I was kind of hoping for. He was also one of Ezra's. He was the guy that did try to lock Tracy up when Ezra. So, I mean, like, he's been recurring. We didn't even get our hot paramedic.
We didn't. I was very upset by that also. In our time of need, we should at least get to see that.
Right. So the fact that, neither our paramedic nor our hot paramedic or the sheriff was not anyone important to Leslie. Kind of a bummer. Jason feeling bad about the fact that, and why have we never thought, I don't know if you've never thought about this. We know this. We know this. He has no memories of Monica being his mom.
Right.
That killed me. Like that made me cry. But then we basically ended there. Like Tracy shared about how he got sick one time and Monica went down to the gatehouse because that's where the mistresses stay. And, you know, she was like, well, I'm taking care of this baby. And she left and like, she's like, that's my son. Like, it doesn't matter who his mom is. Like, that's my son. So I did love that because I feel like Jason and Monica did a great job of finding their relationship in the past decade or so, but they never did talk about it. And part of that is also on Monica, that she respected the fact that he is now Jason Morgan, so she wasn't going to mention Jason Quartermaine as a baby.
I was sad that when Tracy said, well, ask me whatever you want, I can tell you anything, that she didn't pull out like a photo album or something and have us go through that. Because then he went down to the gatehouse.
And he had Stuart Damon in there too.
Right.
Yeah. Yes.
He went down
such a good idea.
Yeah, he went down to the gatehouse and sat there thinking about Monica and replaying that story in his head. And then he retold that story to Michael even. And it was like, yeah, that is a great story. The moment that Monica accepted Jason as her child, but she re-accepted him after his accident also. And as an adult. So all of those were also important. And if he was looking for memories from his past, like there has to be actual pictures of them celebrating Christmas or something.
There has to be video.
There does, but if they're trying to play it real life, not everyone took video of everything. So I don't know that
Christmas. I mean, they would have been able to show the Christmas. I mean, I don't remember what they had of Jason when he was a baby.
Right.
I wasn't alive yet. So it's hard for me to remember that time.
But there's footage somewhere. And because it was him as a baby, it obviously didn't have to be the same actor. And they could have, built that up some. There has to be pictures or something of him as a toddler or whatever. I don't know. I hope next week, if we have to go through this emotional thing together, that there's at least more memories from the past that we're going to get to see.
But the hospital staff found up from a pop-up on their computers?
I'm assuming it wasn't a pop-up. I'm assuming it was, since Liz was on duty, she was looking at who was being brought in, and so it said deceased and like listed the information. It wasn't.
Nobody called the hospital to make sure that the people that the Quartermaines have basically been able to employ. I mean, it's not their hospital, but it is. They have run the hospital. Nobody made a phone call to the head nurse to say, hey, by the way, Monica's dead. I'm sorry. I had a problem with the fact that Liz found up from a pop-up or however it was that she found out. Like that it felt so horrible. And okay, I'm not a medical professional. Is that how you would find out?
Yeah, I don't know.
I feel like the head nurse of anyone would have found out by a phone call, especially if she were being taken into the hospital for whatever processing needs to happen. It's.
Well, I thought it was weird that they weren't presenting it like her funeral arrangements were already made. Because if you already made your funeral arrangements, when you die, the funeral home comes and collects you. If there's
what Tracy said that to the sheriff.
Yeah, they said the
funeral home. Yeah, and they will collect the body. But I do think that if there's a death in the home, I do believe that the sheriff does have to come and verify that there was nothing suspicious that might be further investigated.
They verify that nothing suspicious happened, but the body goes directly to the funeral home.
Well, that's what Monica said, though.
But why would there be anything in GH about it then?
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That they're going to the morgue.
Why did they find out through a pop-up that Monica died? Because she would not have been going to.
Okay. Well, then they said the funeral home was coming over.
So when I log into my database for the multi-list, there are daily alerts that say This home inspector joined the multi-list. Click, I've read this. Hey, this law has changed. Hey, the office is going to be closed on this. Click that I've read this. That's what I pictured was, hey, by the way, former chief of staff and legend Monica Quartermaine died. I've read this or read this later. That's what I pictured Liz was looking at.
I do not. That is not what I pictured. I pictured that the arrangements have not been made officially with the funeral home. It is just I know that that's a funeral home she wants to use. Like, you know what funeral home I want to use. So
I know. It's actually the same one that I do, which is a weird coincidence.
Right?
But
so
it's actually something we had both known about, or we had both known before we became friends. Weird thing, except for I'm actually friends with the funeral director. Yours is just more of a family thing. Mine is, no, I'm friends with the funeral director.
Yes, exactly. So
which is a fun phrase to say.
We have lots of weird things in common. But if I die, because those arrangements have not already been made, my body would go to the hospital first. So that's because they said that the funeral people would be in contact with Tracy. I'm assuming that the arrangements haven't been made yet. And so her body was going to the morgue until everything is finalized with the
Are you kidding me?
No, that's what I'm picturing, because that's why. So
Monica Quartermaine did not figure out her funeral. When she became sick, she did not figure out her funeral. Sure. I'm so buying
Well,
it.
Tracy said she had to figure out if it was a casket or an urn that she was going to pick out. So that would mean that Monica hadn't finished those arrangements. So
I'm not buying it. That's what I'm saying, though, is like this entire...
I'm just telling you what I'm envisioning.
I understand. I'm just saying this is sloppy.
A pop-up. It was this ambulance is out of service because it's delivering a dead person to the hospital. The dead person is Monica
snooze
Quartermaine.
The notification until Monday. Listen, she's just going to snooze it and be like, this can be Monday's problem because we haven't cared for the past 45 years how we're going to take care of this character. So we're not going to waste another 45 seconds on it.
It wasn't a snoozable alert. It was just simply seeing what ambulance is coming.
I can also say I can read this later. There's 3 options when I read my notifications. It's I've read this.
Tracy said that she had to pick out stuff. So obviously arrangements were not made yet.
I am not buying that Monica did not have her funeral figured out.
Well, I have the facts to back me up that she didn't, or else Tracy wouldn't have said that.
I just find it unrealistic that Monica Quartermaine did not have her entire funeral figured out.
I get that. But anyway, then we saw Michael come in to the gatehouse.
Like, even if it was between an urn and a casket, like she didn't have that picked out.
Right, because she didn't have any of that planned yet.
What kind of a burial do I want?
Doing the natural burial.
Right.
Yes.
I'm 43.
Yes. But
you shouldn't know that.
Normal people don't plan like that. That's you because you're weird.
Well, Monica's weird.
Well, I guess so. But either way, Tracy just doesn't know what her wishes is. So Brooklyn's going to go with her once they know if it's a casket or an urn, and they're going to pick that out. And there was a very nice conversation then between Ned and Tracy of him just saying, like, nobody knows how long they have. I want you to know that I love you and I love our family. And that was all very sweet.
She has not come downstairs for like 2 years, except for to talk to Finn. That's it. She had time.
All right. Well, you can argue that with the GH
Monica's character would not have not known this. Monica would have planned out everything.
Alrighty.
Yuri would be the only pallbearer.
Oh my god.
Because he would just carry her
alrighty.
In his arms. Well, that killed me. When they were like, does Yuri know? And they're like, no.
Nobody wants to tell Yuri. Right? Oh my goodness. I didn't feel like Liz should have been the one to tell Drew, though.
Right?
We see Drew.
That was horrible.
Yeah, we see Drew. Danny goes to see him to say, hey, Scout's having a hard time. can I please go see her? And he's like, no, you were served with a restraining order. And he's like, actually, I wasn't served yet because my dad's not in the country. And so I'm asking to not have to use the loophole. I'm asking for your permission. I'm trying to be respectful. And Drew just goes off about how Monica has forbidden him from coming on the property. And so, no, he's not changing his mind. And then 5 minutes later, Liz goes in. And that's 100% what she's going in there for, is to tell him. And I'm like, Liz, that's not your place. No, someone else can tell him.
I wish it had been Scout. I wish that they had to break it to Scout, and then Scout had to go see Drew and was like, Daddy, what do I do? And then he's like, what are you talking about?
Yes, exactly. Or if he would have found, or if he would have found out from a newspaper ad or something like that. He did not deserve to be told in person.
He should have received the pop-up ad.
Yes, there you go.
He should have had to check not interested.
Right. Read later.
Right.
And then we saw Michael asking Jason if everything was okay, and Jason telling him about it. So
it bothered me so much how much it did not bother me.
I think it just hasn't hit you. Yeah, I think next week will be it. Oh, but then I felt bad. Danny overheard Liz calling.
Yes.
That made me sad.
That.
I did not want him to find out that way. That was sad.
No, Jason definitely should have.
Yeah.
Like, Jason and Tracy's talk.
Right.
Affected me. Like, that really affected me. Thursday was sad. Friday, I felt like, oh yeah, we're going to remember that Monica died in between everything else.
Yeah, I agree.
So it's like, are they actually going to honor her? I don't know. I'm not convinced.
I'm having faith next week.
I don't know. That could be it. If that is seriously it.
No.
I don't even know.
All right, on to crazy other things.
Okay.
If you have a dog, Cody, like we said, if your Cody gets lost, are you going straight to $10,000 reward?
That is outside of my budget.
I don't care.
However, if I had a mobster grandfather, perhaps.
No.
If I had a mobster grandfather, I might go.
If you had a mobster grandfather, you start with 1,000, and if 2 weeks from now the dog's still not found, you increase to 2,000. You don't start at $10,000 for a dog. That's insane. I
mean, he has a lot of leverage right now, though, too. So
that is a lot of money. That's insane. But I did think it was sweet. So Cody found, well, actually the dog found Cody because he stole his sandwich. But Cody found the dog. And
can we talk about Cody's refrigerator situation, though? How did he make that sandwich and then have to get a beer out of a cooler in the living room of the stables?
Maybe he brought the sandwich down from the main house. But
he came out of that other room. Like, I feel like he came out of what we are supposed to assume is the kitchen.
Maybe we need to GoFundMe a mini fridge for Cody.
Do.
I'm not sure.
We do. GoFundMe a beer fridge. So.
Not a beer fridge. He has a cooler for that. Sandwich fridge.
Oh, well, his sandwich was obviously perfectly fine. The dog went after it. It was the beer that he had to put in a cooler.
Anyway, the dog takes his sandwich when he gets up to get his beer, and then he explains to the dog over and over again how he cannot keep the dog because he's not allowed an animal there. And that's whenever he said the thing about then you have to go in a cage. And I swear the dog is a great actor because he gave the face like I've done that before. So then Molly comes in and is like, oh my gosh, you got a dog. Everyone at the main house, I'll help you name him. And Cody's like, no, probably not. I'm not supposed to have a dog. And then she suddenly remembers that there's this thing called the internet, and she looks up the dog and sees that he is missing. And so she's going to call the number. And obviously, it was not okay for Cody to say he was going to keep someone else's animal. That is not okay. But I did like his justifications of like, well, why did the dog how did the dog escape? Why do you have an animal that's not chipped? Like, trying to come up with whoever owned him was not a good owner, so I should keep him for his own good.
If they really loved their owner, they wouldn't have run away.
Right. And I loved Molly, who was equally like, have you ever met a dog before? Like, they do whatever they want. They'll run when the gate is open. That doesn't mean they don't love their owner. He got
Right.
lost.
Right.
And then in comes Gio and is like, hey, I heard someone might have seen a dog on the grounds. If you see this dog, can you let me know? And then he goes ahead and admits, like, hey, actually, I have your dog. And Gio tries to give him the $10,000. And he's like, no, just donate it to a animal shelter. That's okay. You technically found the dog by coming to me. I didn't return the dog to you or whatever. And that was very sweet.
Right.
And I like that
Yes.
is keeping Molly's interest sparked. Like, she came this week to apologize, and now we can move forward with their relationship. Because if it would have had them continuing to be at odds over all the Christina stuff for much longer, I was going to be really angry because they were starting to be such a cute couple.
Yes. Well, the other cute couple that we saw getting all smoochy was Gio and Emma.
That's right. That's right. I liked how you saw multiple times.
Yes.
Multiple times this week, he like looked at her like in the bar when she was crying. He like looked at her like he wanted to kiss her, but he didn't. So I like that we ended the week with them giving a little smoochers over the dog.
Yes, that was sweetly done. Very nice.
Yes. That makes me think of Joss and Vaughn. I could have done without.
Didn't we just have this scene?
Right. I could have done without them spending their last moments together. Like, cute bikini, Joss. I don't need to see it again.
Right, but like, honest to goodness, isn't this what we literally just saw right before Brennan walked in? And now it's the, oh, now they just they went surfing after that conversation with Brennan. They just went surfing and decided to flirt it up over.
You have 24 hours.
The best.
24 hours left with the band that you are in at least lust with at this point, and you're going to spend it surfing? I don't think so. But okay.
Talking about where you can outsurf each other.
Yeah.
No. I forgot that was even this week. Seriously, honest to goodness, like when I saw it come up, I thought that I was rewatching last week. I was making sure I was not watching last week.
Yep. I agree. It was the exact same. So.
I have in my notes. How much does Amanda love Nina this week?
I did have to give her some applause.
She has to be becoming one of your favorites now. The past few weeks, she has to becoming one of your favorites.
Because she called herself out and then called Willow out and was like, people want to talk about me not taking responsibility. I guess it's like mother like daughter because you are ridiculous. And Willow got all mad. Oh, because I don't know if we even
but it was
did mention
like
that
mother like daughter.
Right. She's like, I'm nothing like you. But I don't know if we talked about it last week or if it was part of this week that the email had come out that Willow was CC'd on the email to Nina showing that he was being paid. And so Willow went to her screaming and yelling about how dare she pay for an attorney for her. And now Rick's gone and everything's Nina's fault for not telling her that she was sleeping with Drew to begin with because they wouldn't be here if she had just said something. And I love that Nina was like, you know what? I used to think that was true, but now I'm not so sure. You just keep making excuses upon excuses upon excuses for this man and your behavior. I don't think it would have mattered if I had told you or not. You would have continued to do what you want to do and then played oh poor me at the end anyway. And I was like, yeah.
So many people tried to tell Willow.
Yep. I was like,
and it wasn't happening.
You tell her, Nina. Call her out on all her crap. Thank you.
It was great.
Yeah. I definitely appreciated.
I think that it was this week was when we saw Willow had found, because she approached Nina and said, well, you're the one paying him anyway.
Okay, so I can remember both Monday or Friday.
Last week is when we saw that Nina, Ava and Christina were drafting the email.
Okay.
But I think this week was the one that we saw the repercussions from it.
Oh, I did like seeing Lucas whenever he walked into Ava's apartment and saw Christina there. He was like, yeah, what is going on? Because this is not normal. And Christina quickly tried to cover and was like, thank you for letting me take Avery to dance class, and left. But I loved that he was like, this isn't right. And she said, I'm trying to be a better person. I thought you would be proud of me. Right. And that's whenever they talked about Brad and that why he shouldn't call him.
Yep. And that makes sense why you thought that was Brad in the truck.
Yes.
Because of how much we talked about him.
And I just really want him back. That was all on me. Just wanting him to be there.
There is that.
What else happened this week? Oh, Laura was talking to Anna about the fact that how can they prove the wire was actually from Drew. And I love that they kind of just re-explained the whole reason that people use Swiss bank accounts is because they're not trackable. So they're like,
right.
Yeah, we asked the Swiss bank for the owner's name and they were like, we're not releasing that to you. So we're not sure where that came from. Okay. Don't we all know that's the reason that you have one?
That was Laura, Marco, and Marco was in there? No, Dante.
I thought it was Don. Yeah, it was Dante because I remember Laura saying, hello, detective. And he was like, hey, Laura, whatever. Oh,
that's right.
And this has nothing to do with that, but I just thought of like things we talk about and then we think they're listening to us. Charlotte explained that she was not calling him Papa anymore.
But I put that on our Amanda called it, like Amanda was right about things for the 2025 recap, which I need to do a better job of tracking things that we actually say, because I feel like we're really behind. Guys, if you remember what Amanda and I were right about, please let us know, because as of right now, we have Amanda was right about Lois not accepting Olivia's anger about Gio since she kept Sonny from Dante. Willow shooting Drew. Oh, wait, I actually have that just as a thesis. Like, I have it in there just in case you're right. That way, because I know I can just delete it if you're wrong. Mm-hmm. So I have that in there for you.
Thank you.
And that you were the first to mention Charlotte saying Pop or not saying Papa for Valentine.
Yes. So we finally see Lulu say to Charlotte, hey, there's some info about your dad. And she's like, oh, what's going on? And then she says dad, and Lulu's like, oh, not Papa? And she's like, no, I'm feeling a little too old for that nowadays. And then they go on about the whole, do you want to go see him or not stuff. I
really am questioning that, because I feel like we did come to a good question last week, though, with the when does she say Papa? Like, I feel like she would not say that to Lulu just because she knows that would make Lulu mad. So she would not call him Papa.
I agree with that, but I think when she had talked to Rocco before, that she had said my Papa before, and now she was saying dad.
Absolutely.
So I just thought it was funny that she like addressed it this week, and I was like, we were just asking about that.
Right, and that was under 6 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Like, here's what we have for me, and I know this is how I know. I mean, I'm not saying that I've been right about so much stuff, but I feel like we're really behind if the first thing I was right about is that Rocco didn't know that Britt gave birth to him.
Mm-hmm.
That just came out. That means I really truly feel like there's probably something in the first 7 months of the show
right
that I might have been right about.
Yep.
Just maybe I could be wrong.
No, there has to be something else, but
yeah, I didn't. If you guys remember, let us know. Pier54podcast@gmail.com.
Oh, the big revelation from Kai was that he remembered that he left the baseball bat in the middle of the living room.
Yep.
I felt like that was easily explainable. Like, he obviously has been in Drew's house multiple times before. So can't he just say, like, Drew must have heard a noise and walked out with the baseball bat? Drew doesn't have a great memory because he was shot. And that's what he's claiming about, Michael was who was trying to kill him, but he doesn't know for sure. So he could have totally forgot that he picked up a baseball bat.
Oh, that's what Carly told Jason, though, was I need you to help because I'm pretty sure that Michael did shoot Drew and he cannot go to prison again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Michael
didn't do it. He didn't do it.
I don't think he did it, but he didn't really say to Jason, I didn't do it. Because he thought that Jason was upset at first about that. And he was like, look, I know everybody's talking about it, but really it's okay. I've dealt with the PCPD before. He didn't say, no, I didn't do it. So they're going to just keep dragging it out to make us think that he's a possibility. But I really think it's Willow.
He's not. Michael's not a possibility. Who did I think that might have done it this week? Hold on. Did I write it down? I feel like I thought of somebody else. Oh, could it have been Monica?
No. I mean, that would be a great ending for her, but no.
Yeah. That's where when we started talking about her and everything, I'm like, cool, we're going to have Monica kill Drew and then die. But she would have made extra certain she was not framing Michael or anyone else.
She knowing that she is not doing well, she would have written a confessional letter that they would be finding in the next few days.
Yep. True.
So, I'm trying to think what else happened this week.
James asked Felicia if Maxie made her worry the way that he is making Maxie worry.
Yes.
Because he's thinking that it was his fault.
Right.
That was adorable.
Yep. Because she said whenever he broke his arm that he almost gave her a heart attack. So then he was scared that it was his fault.
Oh, Vaughn telling Joss that she has the perfect cover. She looks like a college. She is a college student.
Right. She looks like one
WSB Vaughn. Here is your badge. She is a college student. Congratulations. You've correctly identified her. You have found Carmen Sandiego.
Oh my God. I made Madeline watch one of those episodes the other day.
The old ones?
Mm-hmm.
Not the new ones? Okay, cool. Good.
No, the ones from the 90s. Yes. Yes, I did.
Cool. Good parenting.
That's so funny. And the big prize was anywhere in the lower 48.
Heck yeah, Continental 48 states. That was the best game show prize ever in the 90s. We could not afford to go to Hawaii and Alaska.
They had this kid on that had been like all over the world. And then they're like,
he's like, I want to go to Ohio.
Your prize, if you win, is you can go anywhere. And I know it is obviously the continent of the United States, but they didn't say that. They said the lower 48. I was like, what?
But here's the thing. So, like, technically, Hawaii would be lower than a lot of the states, though. So
right.
Why were you saying it? Like, I always heard the continental. It wasn't. I don't remember hearing the lower. I just remember hearing the continental.
Yeah, I don't know why they said it that way, but that was how they said it. And I just found it hysterical because this kid had just talked about how he had been to countries that like I couldn't even locate on a map. And he's like, sure, I'm going to win to go anywhere.
I'm going to get a Pittsburgh. Yay.
Anyway, it was just funny that you said that. Yeah, Vaughn wasn't the quickest with that.
So we found out the Pinecone Motel was condemned last year because of black mold, and that would have been in Pine Valley.
Okay.
What do we think that Willow is going to release? Because she said that Nina's secrets and lies have taken everything from her. So now someone needs to do it to Nina. What's that?
I don't know what she's going to release, but I think that I proved the point that she could pretty much do anything in the Quartermaine mansion since she is sneaking in the back to find Scout's water bottle, which was a total cover-up for whatever she was actually doing.
Oh, yes. Who caught her? Chase caught her.
Chase caught her, and he's feeling
bad for her.
Right, and he's feeling bad because he knows about the wire transfer and he wants to tell her, and Brooklyn's like, I know you're torn because you can't go against the badge, but yeah, you have this information. And I'm like, oh, poor Chase, you don't realize how bad Willow actually is already.
Well, and Brooklyn is like the best wife ever because she's like, listen, is this secret or is this gray area worth losing your career over? You know, not even like, listen, this is your ex-wife. Why are we doing this? You know, right. She's like, is this worth losing your job over? She's not even saying don't necessarily do it. She's saying, is it worth it for you?
Right.
So,
like, think
Brooklyn,
it out. Make the decision.
Wife of the year.
She is.
Oh, and Tracy, and I don't understand this one. I mean, I do, but I don't, because we all know that Michael is Monica's favorite. But immediately saying all of this is yours.
I kind of thought of my own family drama where we just give the entire estate to one person and forget everyone else.
To the guy?
Right.
Okay, I'm sorry. Michael is a little bit more suitable for maintaining, though. So we will give him that. But you're telling me we're not giving the house to Olivia?
Right.
Like, okay, put Michael in charge of the Quartermaine business, like the functionality of the Quartermaine brand that is the family, sure, absolutely. But the day-to-day operations, that's Olivia.
Right.
That's Monica's ex-lover's wife's responsibility.
Oh,
and the child of her husband's affairs responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
Both of them.
Yeah, it definitely could have been divided up a little more equally than, we're just giving it all to Michael. That's absurd.
Right in front of Brooklyn. Brooklyn and Michael are equals in the lineage.
Yep.
So, yeah, I'm not happy with how we're doing this. Not sure if everyone picked up on that, but I mean, I'm thankful that we're finally here. I am very thankful that we have respected her enough to have her pass away. So far, right now, I don't feel like this is how we should be honoring someone who has been on the show for almost 50 years and is the matriarch.
Right. I just don't understand how it all goes to Michael. Like, okay, we're going to say Michael gets it because he was AJ's son. Well, then Jason has a son. Like, shouldn't it be divided equally between those two people, even if we're going to bypass Jason?
Shouldn't someone go to Jason, being that he is the one living son?
I mean, I would think, but we're really just going to go off the fact, even though we just said Monica made the statement, he's my boy now, when Jason was a small child.
Right.
We're going to go off of only technically AJ was Monica's son, so only his son gets the house.
To be fair, let's assume that Monica or Tracy and Jason have had this conversation. But I wish we had seen them have this conversation, because Jason's also going to be like, so what happened to Danny?
Right.
You know, so at the same time, I don't think he would.
I mean, he won't, because he's not about that, and he has his own money, and he knows that Michael would never be like, this is my house, everyone get out, or whatever. But at the same time...
And neither would Olivia. That's the thing.
Right.
And we all know then that means that Monica's will be leaving it all to Tracy, just because this is what Tracy's first instinct is. So therefore it means, I did love the fact that she and Monica have had tea almost every single night.
Yes.
And they've talked a lot about, I did like that, where she was saying to Jason, she shared a lot about you as a child.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. There has to be next week at least 2 days that are 100% dedicated to Monica. Because if this is all that we're getting is these little into the natural storyline that we typically do, like the transition through, no, I'm not okay with it. Like,
Yep.
I was prepared after Wednesday. Thursday, I went in with a heavy heart prepared. And then Friday, I went, what did they do yesterday?
Yeah.
So
we shall
see. I don't think I even cried today. I don't think I cried today.
I only teared up for when she had to actually say the words. And I was like,
Yes, when she said Monica died. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. But even, and I love Wally. I didn't like that about Ned. I don't know.
We'll wait till next week. Oh, my other favorite adorable thing was when Gio did go to Sonny's house to ask for the $10,000.
Oh, yes. How's my favorite nephew?
Yes. I thought that was adorable.
Super cute. That was very, very cute.
He was like, you're never going to stop saying that, are you? And she was like, no, because it's so cute. And then...
So Erica got told that she was lying because she wrote a paper like when she was in, I want to say, 3rd or 4th grade, because her oldest nephew was a week younger than her. And somebody, like one of her teachers, basically implied that she was lying about the fact because, so if she was in 4th grade, she would have had 3 nephews and 4 nieces at that point. And the teacher said that she was lying.
Well, I'm glad that people are like keeping up with the times better, because even back then, I have a nephew that's 2 weeks older than me. That's what happens whenever your mom has a kid at 16 and another kid at 40. Like there can be that spacing. And I technically could have a baby right now, and Matt's 27. He could technically have a baby. Well, his girlfriend could technically have a baby right now. And yeah, that would be how that works. Like, why are people so weird about it?
I don't know, but they said that she was lying. And then my 4', 6.5 grams, because she had not fallen yet and lost that half inch, went down there and was like,
Right. A teacher should definitely know better.
Yeah.
But anyway, it was cute that Donna said that. And then Gio did stay for part of the cookout, which was nice.
Yes. And I did like that they were basically saying to Dante, don't even talk to him about being your son. Like, just get to know him as a person.
Is there anything else that happened this week?
I don't think so, but I think that is one of the weirdest but most truthful to our family's reality check transition that we could have possibly ever done.
Right?
Because we both actually understand that whole thing.
Yep.
Reality check.
So what do you have going on this week?
It was a very chill week, actually, knock on wood. I liked it. You know, Madeline, she had dance. She had another game that she had to cheer at for the middle school. She has a game tomorrow. You know, all that normal stuff that is now our every week. Like, I don't even need to repeat it. You can count on the fact that we were running everywhere like crazy. But she's actually at her dad's tonight. He rented a new house where she has her own room, which is like the coolest thing ever for her.
Oh, nice.
At her dad's, because ever since he left when she was like a month old, and he didn't start taking her until she was like 3 or so. And from that time till now, she's always had to share a room with a step sibling or one of her siblings. So it's a big deal that she has her own room. And the one cheer team that she's on
at his place.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
She's had her own room. Well, since we bought this house here, so a couple years. But besides that, yeah, she did have to share both places for a while. But anyway, so she's excited about that. And then the one cheer team that she's on does like a banner that they hang at the games that are at home. And they made an extra one that they gave out. And so she's taking the one banner to hang on her wall at her dad's house. And then whenever they take the banner down at the end of the season, she'll have the other one to hang at her room here. So she's like all kind of geeked out about it. So I'm happy for her. I keep getting FaceTimes of, look where I hung this, look at where I did this, look at where I put that. So it's cute. It's cute. So, and the older girls each have their own room also, which before Emily was living in the basement of the old house, and now they each have their own room. So very nice. Yep. But yeah, that's it. Pretty much same old. But I'm appreciating the boring. Like, we're in the routine now and just keep moving on.
Yeah.
So how about you?
We're in birthday mode right now. So we recorded last Friday. So my birthday was Saturday, and it was the last day that I went in the pool. It was 58 degrees. I spent 2.5 hours reading and floating and reading a book. And then Sunday we went to the Renaissance Festival to celebrate my daughter's birthday, because it is next Wednesday, the 24th. But just the way that weekends wound up working out, that it was the best time for us to go. So we went the day after mine. She also worked at one of our local fairs for that coffee place. So that was really nice on Saturday. And then, not a whole lot during the week. Oh, I finally got something under contract that I've been working on for a month. So that's
nice.
Good. Yeah. Been working with, it's off market. So I did a good bit of prospecting because my buyer was looking for a super unique property, and I've been doing mailings for 2.5 years, and finally within a month had 2 people reach out. So we've spent the past month negotiating with one of them, and we're moving forward. So that's good. Other than that, like, just getting ready for her birthday next week. So that'll be, just a lot of work. And birthdays, September's, I only have 2, and one's mine. So it's not like birthday week for you. But I know somebody else, though, that has 2 kids that have birthdays in the same week in March. And the first thing I said to him, I was like, you like the 4th of July, don't you? And he looked at me and he was like, what? I was like, do the math. I think he was not expecting me to say that though.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. But yeah, so I'm excited to I have not listened to it in years, but we will be re-releasing in honor of Monica because we cannot do a full deep dive on her right now.
No.
But exploring her lovers the best that we could back in 2021. So again, please, dear God, give us grace. I'm scared to re-listen to it. Yeah, we'll re-release that on Thursday, and then we'll pick back up with Lucky the following week.
So have a good week.
And we'll meet you at the pier. Bye.
If you enjoyed today's show, we invite you to go to pier54podcast.com to subscribe on your favorite platform. Don't forget to leave us a review.
And you can also follow us on many social media channels. Just search for Pier 54 Podcast. Also, we are not perfect, so if there is something that we missed or messed up, just let us know by emailing us at pier54podcast@gmail.com.